Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a while since we had a video on the channel, so that's been my fault for the most part. We've had some arranged wars, and we are now also participating in the No Dip League. I believe it's the invite portion. Anyways, it's the highest part of the league, and this is our week 2 matchup. We matched against Dragon Rejects, I think is who it was, last week, and we won that, and then we matched OneHive 2.0 this week, and we won that. So this is no dip league. If you're not familiar, it's just kind of how it's described. There's no dipping, so it has to be 11v11 is the big difference, and then also the importance of clearing 9s, which we both, unfortunately, sadly, we both had trouble with that. On both sides, we both missed 1 star there, but we had a tremendous performance at Town Hall 10 this week. Good job, guys. We were unable to get any of these 11v11 triples. We had a couple of really close ones, some high percent hits, but I'll recap for you some of these 10v10s that were actually successful, and we'll start with this one here, and nice, interesting raid from the troop composition. You can already see. I have not watched this one, so we're gonna just kind of play this by ear and watch how this develops and see what happens. So got a queen, a little bit of a queen walk here, no wall breakers, so she's just gonna walk around here. It looks like she's gonna be able to clear off this side, and looks like she's gonna eliminate any kind of trash into this Inferno tower, and will eventually come into range of, yeah, nothing. So let's see what's going to happen here. This is interesting. So sorry, I think I watched all of these except for this one. Okay, so queen's going to take a wall here on her own. Hog lures out the CC. King is over here, got a poison down for the king. Oh, nice. So the CC triggered onto the defending BK, onto the attacking BK. So the queen was able to kind of come in. We'll have to burn a phase here, it looks like. Yeah. So phases, but gets down the Inferno tower. The king looks like, okay, cool. So nice. The king gets through the golem on his own, and queen's going to step up now into just into range of defending AQ. So that's a second rage now on this charge, and gets down that Inferno tower. So now we've got a little bit of a Lalo coming in. So it had a hound in the CC, so that's a 3 hound. And then not a lot of loons, so let's just see how this pathing works out. Okay, so the queen's going to get through a second layer of walls there. And so she's going to be able to come in here once she gets down this CC, and when the CC comes down, she's going to be able to step up and start helping out on these back-end defenses. So has a rage and haste, and still has a heal left for these loons as they were going to come into this. Okay, so loses the queen just barely, looked like. So the loons ended up getting down those defenses at the end, and now has a good bit of cleanup. Still has a heal spell. So let's see if this. So the healers end up taking that wizard tower, and so the loons don't end up dying because of that. Nice, because the loons are really low. Okay, so this ended up being really close. That was worked out really well, and then still had that heal spell. Never got that hound popped. But needed to do that heal there so that he wouldn't lose any of his loons to air mines or anything like that, and then held on to a couple of loons for cleanup. So he ended up with, I didn't notice the time on that one. You guys might want to go back and check that, how close this was. But nice attack, man. The queen going in through 2 layers of walls on a little queen charge there with no wall breakers, no jumps. That's some nice value, and almost had the queen up to the end. That would have been really nice. Here is a little nice witch, mostly bowler hit. So this was just, I remember, looking at this plan for this, and was I think we were all kind of not sure of the value that he was going to be able to get with this push. But notice a nice, anytime you can, I think that's one of those things that you can always kind of keep your eye out for as a Town Hall 10 when you're planning these hits, is the value of a single bowler for making a funnel like that. Like we had that, and also getting down that mortar. So the queen's going to walk this side of the base. She'll eventually encounter this Inferno tower, but I think so his hope is, and so OneHive ended up with a lot of OneHive 2.0, whatever. I don't know the situation. They ended up with, they had a lot of golem CCs, and that was to prevent, they were trying to defend against minor hits, and they also had a lot of bases that had external Teslas and giant bombs, so that to try and protect against like witch slap hits or whatever you want to call them, you know. So this push here, so lost his BK, but his bowlers are going to be able to come in here. They're under heal, and are they going to get this? I think, yeah, they get this Inferno Tower down, and then get to take advantage of that heal. Then he just had a Earthquake spell there just to kind of help out a little bit with some putting some damage on some of these back-end defenses. So, okay, so this was weighted so heavily back here with these air defenses that he just didn't have a whole lot left. So now he's got a couple of witches still up. Looks like he's got 3 witches still up, lots of skellies, grinding their way through these heavy level 11, right? Are these level 11 walls? Town Hall 9 guy here, I really, really oblivious to lots of this game. So getting some nice little friendly bounces there. Queen's coming around, has plenty of skeletons over here to kind of tank this king. And it looks like the king might grind his way through these, but they're just starting to catch up now. So the king is going to be tanked very easily, and these healers are kind of switching back and forth, healing up the stuff in the core, healing up the queen. This is really boring. Let me speed this stuff up. So everything's just going to kind of come around eventually, and all that's left right now is this 1 air defense and then a few trash buildings. So nice hit there. Just got really good value on a queen to keep a queen up from end to end on the raid. Missed the HUD over here. Thankfully, he had time for that. And then got a really nice push there with a couple of jump spells, right? Or jumped through here and then jumped on this back end Inferno Tower. So nice value there on that push. I think that was just one of those kind of hits that just kind of worked out and got plenty of value on the Queen Walk. Now this base was a kind of, this is that old meta air miner style base. This is that style of base that almost is kind of put out of commission nowadays, and I guess it's just still hanging around. But Jampy gave it the business. Put a beautiful air miner hit on here. 29 freaking loons, 1 in the CC. Gets a king in here and is going to be able to funnel this off and wall breaks his queen in. So everything is tanked up here. So he's able to sneak in some wall breakers right there. He waited on that cannon to go down, and they picked that that intersection of the wall right there. BK is taking down the defending BK and is just now going down the way, taking out some trash. Queen's able to step in, gets the second, so that's 2 ADs and an Inferno Tower down, and then the CC is the Hound Loon, and so Queen will now die, which is just fine, and leaves up the CC, which is just fine since you can't target the air miner, and then just does an excellent job, hastes everything through. He has 2 skelly spells he's going to be able to put on the AQ. If you notice the AQ here, there is no bomb tower near it, no splash that's going to be able to take down any of these skeleton spells. So when he's able to freeze the Inferno Tower and the AQ, get his skelly spells out, and have it all under rage at the same time, just gives it the business, gets it cleaned out super quick, has plenty of push for this back end over here. Taking out these last point defenses, just really nice deploy to make sure he kept plenty of loons for this back end, so that when these wizard towers started kind of grinding down his original pack, he was able to come in with some fresh loons on the outside, then has plenty of cleanup. The defending CC, he did not lure it out. I don't know if he just forgot or what, but he didn't end up getting it lured out, so that hound ended up popping, and so it took out a lot of his pups, but still no problem just for how crushed this base was. Swags a haste spell even on top of that. Excellent hit. Here is our third 10v10 hit, a big bowler witch kind of hit. So this comes in on this side over here, just funnels it off, does the easy funnel with a couple witches, and they're going to be able to make their way just fine down here. Again, these bases were kind of set up. I mean, I think they were trying to set up to stop this style of hit. This base does have some external giant bombs over here and over here, but it just isn't enough. The push ends up being just so tremendous, and the giant bombs, while they did kind of slow down the witches as they came around here, it did not stop them, and so he still had tons of cleanup. He blitzed through the space. This was under 2 minutes if you saw that timer on here, and that's just the 2 jumps. He jumps in and then is able to jump to here, and with those 2 jump spells, he ends up with so much open. I'm not so sure about the skeleton spell on the Inferno Tower under fire from the bomb tower. That might have been a little wasteful, but it worked. I don't know if he really got that much tanking, but he got it and got the Inferno Tower down, had his king bust through, so now he's got this next section open. His queen is able to come through. She still has her phase, so lost a section, I missed it a second ago, but lost a couple of witches up here on the giant bomb. And then I'm not sure, I didn't catch what triggered this bomb, and so he didn't lose those 2 witches, and so this witch is kind of just staying out of range. He's gotten down all the point defenses though, so his queen's gonna have to sit here and slowly grind through this wall, but the witch is staying out of range just long enough, and then with that kind of buff that they received not too long ago, is able to get down that wizard tower all on her own, just kind of 1v1ing it. And yeah, nice hit, sub 2 minute 10v10. That's a quick attack. So that was our 3 10v10 hits we had. Is that right? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good counting. All right, so how long are we at right now? We're at 11 minutes here. Let me roll, see if I can run through 2 Town Hall 9 hits really quickly. This is Afshin. This is the attack Afshin does every single time, I swear. Sometimes he does it on bases that he shouldn't be doing it on, and it fails miserably. And then he does it on a base, and it works so perfectly, and it ends up crushing so hard. So I'll show, he did 2 of these. He 6-packed this war and just wrecked a couple bases tremendously. So what Afshin always does is he will, a lot of times he'll do also a healer with it. But this is a no healer. It's just kind of a naked queen walk, has his king coming through, king just barely tanking off those wizard towers and sneaks in the wall breakers. Wall breakers sneak in, queen is able to, all on her lonesome, come in here, take out 2, and then we'll eventually get this 3rd air defense, is able to come up and start flanking off some of these this last archer tower here. And he starts his Lalo with only the 1 AD up. Queen's going to come around the outside here, and she's going to keep getting value up here because he still has her phase. But the Lalo's coming in here. The queen is going to get taken down by, he has 1 max skeleton spell here that he's going to be able to put on. I think he's going to wait on 1 of these or 2 of these hounds to pop as well. And with the pups, he's just going to drop the rage kind of right on top of the defending queen, and then drops in the skeleton spell. So the raged up skelly spell, and then has a heal over here for these cord up, this little cord Tesla farm, and his loons can kind of just slowly peter their way through. He has no need for any more spells, and has a hound out front tanking. Still has tons of troops left, and all of these still has some skeletons, and had a loon, swags a couple of spells. So really nice attack there, nice work Afshin. And let me see if I can run one more, a Town Hall 9 hit for you guys. There were so many good hits. I had so many marked down I wanted to play, but these are the top 2, and then we're coming up on 15 minutes, so that's the maximum length I would want to do for one of these recap videos, because we all have short attention spans, and these aren't terribly entertaining anyways. Let's be honest. The game is still fun, kind of, but much more than this, and no one's watching to the end anyways, unless you're watching to hope this is your attack. So sorry if it's not. I had so many Town Hall 9 attacks I wanted to recap, but we ended up with, and thankfully so, an awesome Town Hall 10 performance. So everyone would rather see Town Hall 10 hits and us winning a war than cool Town Hall 9 hits. I think that's not up for debate. So nice work here with some really nice wall breakers, and is able to bring the king in all by his lonesome. Just barely gets down with this wizard's help, gets down that air defense, and has his queen come in. She got down air defense, so has 2 air defenses down on this side of the base, and then comes in with his Lalo, and also is going to, like we saw on the Town Hall 9 hit before this, has the skeleton spell to deal with the defending queen, brings in all of his loons, just starts dropping hastes everywhere, brings all the loons together. I didn't even notice how the queen died, because he never, I think he might have gotten a loon drop on her. I was not paying attention. I was looking at something else. I was trying to see what he had left in the bank. So yeah, it doesn't even end up using his his spells on his skeleton spells. That's what they're called. Loses a couple of loons there to that red mine, but is able to get a hound popped, so even more troops for cleanup, which is what he needs at this point because this base is toast. Lost his queen eventually to that expo, but look at the swag. Lots and lots of swag. Nice hit. Good war, guys. A lot of fun. It's nice to kind of be back in this again after our hiatus, after our removal from CWL, which is, we're probably, I don't know, we'll see what's going to happen. Wait and see what will happen with CWL next season to see if we're invited back. We might be, but whether or not we're there, we are enjoying the No Dip League for now, and we're enjoying the competition. So shout out to all the other teams that are in the No Dip League. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Good luck to everyone. Good game to the guys at OneHive 2.0, and great game to the guys at Alchemy. And don't forget, great is alchemy.